Back in the late 80s, two of the biggest teen idols on the planet were Debbie Gibson and Joey McIntyre from New Kids on the Block. Both were topping charts, selling out arenas, and living in the pages of every teen magazine. And here's the question fans still ask today. Did Debbie Gibson and Joey McIntyre ever date? It's a rumor that never seems to die. But what's the truth? Let's rewind. In the late 1980s, Debbie Gibson was America's sweetheart. At just 17 years old, she became the youngest artist ever to write, produce, and perform a #1 hit, Foolish Beat. That record still stands today, more than 3 decades later. She wasn't just a singer, she was a songwriter, a pianist, and a producer when most kids her age were still figuring out high school dances. At the same time, Joey McIntyre was the baby of the new kids, breaking hearts everywhere with songs like Please Don't Go Girl. NKOTB wasn't just big, they were a phenomenon. At their peak, they rivaled the Beatles in ticket sales and merchandise, selling everything from dolls to lunchboxes. Joey went from a regular Boston kid to one of the most recognizable faces on the planet almost overnight. Fans and magazines loved to pair them together, the pop princess and the boy band idol. After all, they were the same age, running in the same music circles, and constantly on the covers of Teen Beat and Tiger Beat. For many fans, it just made sense that Debbie and Joey had to be dating. And so the whispers started. Were they secretly an item? The truth? Debbie has said many times that she and Joey were never more than industry peers. She admitted she was so laser-focused on her career that dating wasn't even a priority. In her own words, she was married to the music. While other teens were going to prom, she was pulling all-nighters in recording studios. Joey, meanwhile, was busy riding the NKOTB wave touring nonstop, recording albums, and surviving the wildest teen idol craze of the era. He once admitted that the band's schedule was so relentless, there was barely time to breathe, let alone sneak in a secret romance. So, while fans imagined a Debbie and Joey love story, the reality is, it just never happened. But that doesn't mean Debbie Gibson never found love. Let's take a look at her actual romantic timeline. In the 1990s, Debbie kept her personal life incredibly private. While the tabloids speculated, she didn't make any high-profile relationships public. Instead, she focused on reinventing herself as a stage actress. She starred on Broadway in shows like Les Miserables and Beauty and the Beast, proving she was more than just a pop star. By the late 1990s, she was in a serious relationship. From 1990 to 2003, Debbie dated businessman Jonathan Canterman, and the two were even engaged for a time. Fans were shocked because it was the first time Debbie opened up about a serious relationship. Unfortunately, they never made it down the aisle, and Debbie later said the timing just wasn't right. In the late 2000s, Debbie found lasting love. Since around 2008, she has been in a long-term relationship with Dr. Rutledge Taylor, a doctor and filmmaker. They've kept things mostly out of the spotlight, but he's been by her side through her career's ups and downs, including her Las Vegas residencies and her comeback appearances on reality TV competitions. And what about Joey McIntyre? He found his forever love in Barrett Williams. The two married in 2003, and today they share 3 children. Joey has continued to perform, both solo and with NKOTB reunions, and his family life has been front and center alongside his music. Even though Debbie and Joey never dated, fans still bring it up. The idea of the pop princess and the boy band heartthrob is just too good of a story to let go. Debbie has laughed off the rumor, saying that while she was flattered, she spent her teen years writing songs in the studio, not sneaking out on dates with Joey McIntyre. And honestly, maybe that's why the rumor lives on, because it's the kind of teenage dream that fans wanted to believe that their favorite stars might have shared a secret love story behind the curtain. But here's where things get really fun. Even though Debbie Gibson and Joey McIntyre never dated back in the day, their paths came full circle in recent years, not as a couple, but as duet partners. In 2009, during New Kids on the Block's Mixtape Tour, Debbie joined the group on stage. And when she and Joey performed her iconic ballad, Lost in Your Eyes together, the crowd went absolutely wild. For fans who had dreamed of that pairing back in the 80s, it was a goosebump moment. The chemistry was so undeniable that Debbie later recorded a brand new version of Lost in Your Eyes as a duet with Joey. That track was featured on her 2021 album, The Body Remembers. They even released an official music video, proof that sometimes fan fantasies do come true, just decades later, and in the form of music instead of romance. Since then, Debbie and Joey have continued performing the duet live, giving audiences a sweet taste of nostalgia and showing that their voices still blend effortlessly after all these years. So, there you have it. Debbie Gibson and Joey McIntyre never dated. It was pure teen magazine fantasy. But the fact that people are still asking decades later, that shows just how powerful their influence was on pop culture. What do you think, should Debbie and Joey have been the ultimate 80 Seconds pop couple, or is it better they stayed just icons in their own right?